The only reason I'd been dressed up those days is to make video, so... Hi, I'm Leah and welcome back to my channel. During the last video, I promised that in today's video, I was gonna be talking about how high school is in Italy and for Italian teenagers. So in Italy, whenever you're done with middle school, you have to choose between three paths. The first path is a professional path, the second is a technical one, and the third is the liceo. I'm gonna explain to you what it is better later. So the professional path is what the name says. So if you're attending a professional school, you'll do a job. It's mostly focused on practical things and lesson studies, so people that usually go on those schools don't want to do university because it's very hard to go out of one of those schools and then do university. On the other hand, you're ready to work after you finish school, so that's very good. The school usually lasts 3 years, and some schools that are an example of this could be hairdresser school or, for example, cooking school, even if cooking school could be also technical. Okay, so then there is the technical path. The technical path requires you to study more than the practical path, but it still prepares you for a job you're gonna do in the future. It's very good for people who don't know whether they're gonna be doing university or not after their high school time, or people that want to have a good balance between practical and theoretical knowledge. So an example of this school could be touristic school or informatics school. Then there is the liceo, the school I'm attending, which is basically just study. So I'm gonna explain to you a little bit better what this is. Basically, it's a school that has a lot of subjects that are involved with literature or like art or like history. That's the basic. But then you choose a small path to follow after you choose to go to the liceo, which could be a scientific path, that is what I'm attending, a classical path, a linguistic path, musical path, a sociology path. Then there are smaller paths into those 5, but I'm not gonna talk about this because the video needs to be short. So you start high school in Italy either when you are 14 or 13. It's not based on how old you are. Usually you attend school with the people that are born in the same year you are. So if you were born in 2001, you're gonna be in the same class with all people that are from 2001. Usually, people can be a year ahead or a year behind, both for the technical school and for the liceo. School is 5 years long. So you basically get out of school when you are 18 or 19. It doesn't happen very frequently that you have to repeat a class if you don't pass the test, but it still happens more frequently than when it happens for the United States. Usually when you repeat a class, you have to repeat both the subjects you failed in and also the subject you didn't fail in. So you're basically one class behind. Also in Italian schools, sometimes we have club, like in my school. There is a theater club, there are sports club, there is a choir, but in some school I know that there aren't any clubs. In Italian school, usually we don't have lockers. In my school, we don't have lockers. Then we don't have prom. We did it once with my school, I think, the year before I had to go abroad, but we did it in a club, so it was like, we are going to a club for a night, yay. I didn't even go. Another important thing that I want you to know, that probably it's a concept that you don't usually understand because you can be American or you go to schools where this doesn't happen. We stay always in the same class. Our teacher moved from class to class, so we can have a little bit of time of resting before every period without having to move to another class. Yes, I remember how it was in the US. Yes, I remember that it was terrible and I really suffered whenever I had to change class in 5 minutes. Yes, my passing period was 5 minutes and it was impossible. So we don't have just 6 or 7 subjects per year. We have a total of 10 plus subjects. For example, right now I'm attending philosophy, history of art, history, maths, physics, science, which is chemistry basically, then Italian, English, religion. Yes, we have religions too. That's, I don't know how to describe that even. Latin and gym. That's for every year. But usually class doesn't take more than 5 hours per day. Yeah, for me it's also on Saturday. So I go to school on Saturday and it's kind of terrible and it's kind of frustrating. So basically every subject takes you from 1 hour to 5 per week. So you can have a balanced schedule with what you're studying. Also, another good thing about Italian school that I wasn't studying about American school is that we don't have tests every single day. We just have tests whenever is necessary, like once a month. It's usually harder, and open note quizzes are not a thing in Italy. Not a thing. So for all the Italians that are asking themselves, what are open note quizzes? Basically, you have to write a page with all your notes and you get to have those notes during the test. I know. Also, we study from 4 to 5 hours per day or more or less. It doesn't matter. I usually study 4 or 5 hours per day and it's very, very frustrating, honestly. Let's talk about the exams. So whenever you are done with your 5th year, you have to attend an exam, which is supposed to be very hard. You have to gain a total of 100 points. The first 40 points, you can gain them during your last 3 years of high school with credits, which are based on the grade you have that year, plus an extra credit for extracurricular you do. Then you gain 20 points for every test you take. So the first test is a test of Italian where you write an essay and it's very long. It can take up to 6 hours. Yeah, I know. The second test is about the school you're attending. So for example, for me that I'm attending the scientific school, it's gonna be a test about physics and maths, also 6 hours long. So it's very, very frustrating. The third test is an oral test where your teachers can ask you whatever they want about their subjects during their school year. There are supposed to be 3 teachers that are not your teachers. So they come from other schools to judge you objectively. Final thought about Italian school. It's actually very good. In Italy, you don't need to attend a private school to have a good education. But now let's get to the problems. I'm exhausted, honestly. You have a lot of hours to study per day, and sometimes you don't even have time to stay with your friends or to hang out, or just to do extracurricular or things for yourself. Honestly, sometimes I wish I was back in the US to do a little bit less. So in the next video, I'm probably gonna talk about how teenagers live in Italy so that I explain to you our really life outside of school is for us. So today's video is done. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to comment. See you next video.